Hi, and welcome to this video on structuring lifecycle inventory data, also called LCI data, in Microsoft Excel. Structuring your data as shown in this video will allow you to use our CSV-maker to easily import data to CIMA-Pro. CSV-maker is a tool developed by 2.0 LCA consultants to limit manual data entry and enable direct transfer of LCI data from Microsoft Excel to CIMA-Pro by converting Excel files into a comma-separated value file format, also called a CSV file, through a macro. The CSV-maker has specific requirements for the layout of data in Excel for it to successfully interpret and create the CSV file.
This is the standard format for setting up your LCI data. Starting in the top row, we have the product field, which contains the name of the processes we want to import to CIMA-Pro. In this example, we have three processes called Process 1, 2, and 3. You can have as many processes as you need for your project. Each of these processes has some descriptive fields. In the row below, you will input the unit of the process. If you aim to import these processes into CIMA-Pro, then be sure to use units that are understood by CIMA-Pro, or define your unit in CIMA-Pro before importing. Below each unit, you will input the amount of the reference flow. In our first example process, 1 refers to 1 ton. The fourth row must be empty. In the fifth row, we see the category label. Inputs in this row indicate the name of the folder you will create in CIMA-Pro. For easy access, we suggest you use an underscore at the start of the name to ensure your folder is placed at the top of the folder in the database. Furthermore, you can use / to create subfolders. As an example, we have put process 2 in a subfolder. The comment row can be used to provide comments. These will have no impact on results and are just for explanatory purposes. They will be shown in the description in CIMA-Pro. Next, we see the type label. Inputs in this row will allow you to determine where your folder will be located in CIMA-Pro. These can, for example, be material, energy, transport, and so on. We always put our folders under material. In column A, under the compartment label, you can define elementary flows as shown here. These fields will only be filled if the exchange corresponds to any of the categories shown here and must be listed in the displayed order, starting with economic, then social, then resources, and so on. Column B is for naming the various inputs in your model. These can be names from your background database or from your current model. In this example, we see names from the background database Exio base, from this model, and elementary flows. Column C, subcompartment, is optional and should just be left empty. Column D needs to be filled with the unit for the exchange listed. Again, make sure that the units match already existing units in CIMA-Pro or define these in CIMA-Pro before importing. In column E is where your matrix begins and you define your process flows. Here you list the amount of your inputs and outputs. As mentioned, your inputs can be linked to a background database. For instance, process 1 has an input of 0.005 terajoules of electricity, which is here linked to the electricity process from Exio base. Furthermore, process 1 has an emission of 0.2 kilograms of carbon dioxide as an elementary flow, as well as several other inputs. Processes can also have inputs from other processes in your model. For instance, process 2 uses 1 ton of process 1 in addition to its other inputs. Lastly, it is important that you do not have any empty rows or columns in your Excel sheet, as this will cause the CSV-maker to break and some of your data will be lost. Now that you know how to correctly set up your data in Excel, you are ready to structure your LCI data. In our video on using the CSV-maker, we will show you how the layout presented in this guide will be transformed into a CSV file and imported into CIMA Pro. See you in the next video.